So go for it.
We are live. Welcome to Shelters by Jesus podcast. I'm Pastor Richard Berry. I'm the senior pastor of Shelters by Jesus, and we are so excited that you're going to join us on our podcast today. And all of you that are following us, we're so thankful for you being a follower. Thankful for you that have subscribed, that have hit like, have sent support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so if you'd like to support Shelters by Jesus, go to sheltersbyjesus.com. And for $9 a month, they're throwing water balls at me. For $9 a month, you can get somebody off the street. And you go to our website, sheltersbyjesus.com, and you hit the little button. And it does it very simply. Also, we have 4 books out that I wrote. All the proceeds go to the shelter. And they're in Hickanese. They're written by the dumb hick from Skowhegan. And there's 2 prices. They're $10 are free. All the proceeds go to the homeless. And if you're interested in any of those things, you can contact us at 12 McClellan Street in Skowhegan. You can write a little note, or you can mention on here, I'd like the books. Give us your name, your address, how many books, 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever one you want. Or you can call my office at 207-474-8833. And you can tell the gentleman that answers the phone, I would like to have those books, Shelters by Jesus. And they will be mailed right out to you as soon as you give me your name and your address. So this morning, we are excited. I got a couple of ladies here that are doing some great ministry out of a little church called NEALLEY'S Church. It was just on my last podcast. This is actually podcast number 2 coming from NEALLEY'S Church. Let's see how big a little church can be and all that they're doing. And the gals are excited. They're doing excited ministries. I'm going to try and get their names right this time. I messed up when we was talking earlier. But they're finding out they're dealing with a dumb hick from Skowhegan, so they'll expect nothing more. So we have Riley and Jen, correct? 2 different ministries that are supported by this church. Riley is 17 years old, 8. She aged a whole year while I ran off this whole spiel. She was 17 when I started. Now she's 18. Close. Anyway, she was at my church the other night, and I found out that she does a great ministry for here. And I said, I want you on my podcast. And then my guy here, Steve, says, I have another one who has a great ministry. I want her on your podcast, is Jen. So, Riley, I'm going to start with you. The 18-year-old now that started at 17 when you came in, you're going out at 8. You gained a whole year while you're sitting here. You realize that? Wow. So, what is your ministry? How did you get into it? What does it do? It is a fabulous ministry. You're on.
Okay. So, I guess I'll start with how I got into it. Actually, it started at this church with my great-grandmother, and she ran it for a long time, and then it was...
Who's your great-grandmother?
Aggie Campbell, Pastor Don's wife.
All right, so he was in the other podcast.
Yes.
So he's your great-grandfather?
Yes.
Dang, he's old.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I heard him and Noah had a discussion just before you came in here back a while ago. So go ahead, I'm sorry, go for it.
And then one of my Sunday school teachers from when I was younger took it over, Sandy Rice. I was close to her, and she passed away a couple years ago.
Oh.
And Pastor Steve went up on service, and he was like, so Operation Christmas Child is coming around the corner. I'm going to do the training to do it, but I don't know what's going to happen from then. And I got really upset.
Okay. Because this was a family project, right? This is passed down from your grandparents, correct?
Well, I mean, sorry, I miss Sandy.
Hey, look, if you cry, then they're going to think you're me, so you got to be careful, because I cry like a woman on PMS all the time. So, just don't worry about it, honey. Just let it roll. Talk to it, honey.
So, I really loved Operation Christmas Child growing up. I always looked forward to packing shoe boxes. And so after that service, I was talking to my grandmother.
Okay.
And I was like, do you think I'm too young to do it? Because at the time I was 16. And she said, we'll talk to Pastor Steve, but she thinks it would be fun. And then we asked him, and I asked if I could help.
Yeah.
And then he said, you're taking it over.
Yeah. So what is Operation Shoebox? Some people watch this may not know what that is, sweetheart.
Yes. So it's a little shoebox. So a bunch of places all everywhere, but mostly it's in America and Canada, mostly America. a bunch of churches have something called a packing party, where we take a bunch of shoe boxes and we fill it with school supplies, toys, just hygiene items, stuff like that. And they're sent all over the world to kids in crisis situations or unreached areas. And the goal is to reach the ends of the earth. So what we're doing is packing these shoe boxes so that people can understand, so these kids can understand God's love in a tangible way. Like being like somebody in Maine, in America, loved God so much that they packed me this shoe box. And with it, they get a simplified Bible, and they get to go through a 12-step discipleship program where they can then take that knowledge and grow churches in their area.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So what if I was to open up a Christmas box and I'm a little kid? What can I expect to find in there besides a thing that tells me about Jesus? I mean, that's the most important thing, I understand. But for a little kid opening it up, that's not the most important thing to him at first.
It depends on what church it came
Okay,
from.
let me ask you. If I'm 6 years old, I'm not going to probably find a rifle loaded or something.
No, there's a lot of restrictions, like nothing military related, especially like wearable camo isn't okay, or like tanks or anything like that can't go in. Nothing gun related, knives, anything like that.
Okay.
No liquids. But we like to send. We're planning on doing bags of school supplies this year and bags of hygiene items. And then other than that, we want every kid to get a stuffed animal, toys. We make sure every kid ends up with pencils, a notebook, a bar of soap, things like that.
Now, people are watching this, and believe it or not, I'm the dumb hick from Skowhegan, but people actually watch me. It's amazing, isn't it? But they do, because I bring on cute guests like you. That's why. They go, love that old man. Let's watch the little girl. All right, that's it. But anyway, they're watching that, and if they're thinking, man, this sounds awesome, how could they join you? I mean, you're running the operation, so
right.
Lady running the operation, what could they do to join you? What things could they do? How could they get involved?
So there's a lot of ways to get involved. There should be something that's called a collection station close to you, wherever you are. They're working on getting more, so they're even closer to people. But you could either go to a church and see if they do it. If they don't do Operation Christmas Child, you don't even have to get their special shoe boxes. You can take any shoe box and fill it with things kids would enjoy. Bring it to a collection station, which is usually a church, and then they'll take the box and they'll ship it off to Operation Christmas Child.
So if they wanted to hook up with Nealley's Corner, they could contact and ask for you.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. And what's the phone number they can call to get you? How are they going to get hold of you?
We'll probably just do the church phone number.
All right,
and then
give it to them, because that was the other podcast we gave. We haven't given it
I
out.
don't know.
You don't know it.
207
207
1260.
207 800 1260. That's the address of the church, too. It's 1260.
Yes.
Kennebec Road. All right. So you can get a hold of it, then ask for Riley.
Yes.
All right. Say, I want that girl in the shoebox. All right. So what are some, do you put any foodstuffs in there?
No.
Okay.
Nothing edible.
So it's basically fun stuff.
Yep. Fun stuff and school supplies and hygiene items are important too.
Okay. So the powder, deodorant, is there a limited, are they allowed to put in powder?
No. There's no great rule on that, but a general rule is no. We try not to.
Okay.
We like to do roll-on deodorant, nothing aerosol.
Okay.
Too.
That's great to know.
But we usually do bars of soap, roll-on deodorant, a toothbrush, a washcloth, and
Okay.
I think that's it for the hygiene packs.
So
And combs.
what's a hot item? If a kid over there is going, oh my word, I can't believe this is in my box. What would that? If somebody wanted to do the wow thing,
That's what it's called. It's called a wow item,
the
actually.
wow item. What is the wow item?
It's like the big gift. So, like, for a little girl, it might be a doll. It could be a jump rope. It could be a soccer ball and a pump.
Soccer ball and a pump. Okay, because it's going to be flat. You can't.
Yes.
I'm going to say you're going to need a big box to put a soccer ball in.
Yeah, a soccer
All right,
ball and a pump.
so
that
don't-
kind of thing.
So bring it without air.
Yes.
An airless soccer ball.
Yes.
All right. I want to make sure we get this definite now. Okay. So say it's a little boy. What would you get for a little boy in a third world country?
A nice car. Depending on the age, the older boys might like a really nice flashlight or like just more practical things we usually lean towards for the oldest age group for the boys.
Okay.
But usually a car is pretty much what we lean towards. We send jump ropes. Sorry, I'm blinking a little bit. Stuffed animals. The little kids, we try to send a stuffed animal.
So stuffed
to.
animals, that's a wild one?
Yes, for any age group. We try to
Really?
make sure every kid gets a stuffed
They
animal.
like the stuffed ones. Does that feed?
It's
now,
a comfort.
So do you get feedback on how, like, they go, these types of things that kids really are loving? Do you get that feedback?
So Samaritan's Purse, generally, like, they put out a newsletter after we send them, like, this is how it went. But there's also, we send a church letter in our shoeboxes.
Okay.
Where it's like, we're Nealley's Corner Church. If you can't email us, you can email us here. I don't think we've got any emails, but I mean, if they did have access to emailing, which some of them do, we would get a response. But I mean, what kid doesn't love toys?
Well, okay. I didn't know, but maybe the Samaritan's Purse in their announcements going, these are the hot items or something.
Oh, yeah, that's generally it's a soccer ball and a
Okay.
pump or a stuffed animal. or a
Okay,
hip
so
rope.
they do have such a thing.
Yes.
So
It's listed on their website if you want to go on their website.
okay, so you go to Samaritan Purse, just Google Samaritan's Purse.
Samaritan's Purse, and then they'll have an Operation Christmas Child option in their ministries, and then it'll pretty much break it down for you, and there's lots of videos and resources.
Now we know that Christmas is a ways off for us, but if you're going to be ready for Christmas, you start now, right?
You can pack them whenever you want. It doesn't have to be near Christmas. People
Okay.
are more, like, interested in it, I guess, around Christmas, so that's why most churches pack it then. But really, we're collecting all year round and going to be starting it up pretty soon here.
All right.
So
Now, if somebody's watching this, they go, you know, we actually live in the Hamden area or close by, and we'd love to come pack a box with you. Do you invite others to come in outside the church to pack with you?
I try to.
Okay, so I'm saying if they contact said I'd like to be a part of this, you'd be open to somebody
Absolutely.
outside of the church. Because a lot of people get the idea, well, that's the church, and that's their thing, and they do their own thing. But that's not how you operate, right? So your arms are open and going,
Everyone's invited.
bring your toy and come with it.
We have
right?
good food.
You have good food. Hey, you heard that from Riley, all right? So you pack a box and get a sandwich.
With potluck.
With potluck. A potluck sandwich. Only God knows what potluck sandwich looks like. But anyway, come on over. But you're going to find some friendly people here at the Nealley's Corner Church. I'm telling you, from the pastors on down, you're going to find people with hearts that are unbelievably warm and large. So, Riley, I'm impressed with an 18-year-old girl that's already set up and been doing it for a couple of years. And
Thank you.
I'm sure great-grandpa is one proud great-grandpa. Am I right, Don? Are you proud? He says he's proud.
Riley, tell them about the backpack program.
The backpack program. Okay,
I-
what about the backpack? Tell me about the backpack program, Riley.
In Indiana, there is a summer camp run by some people that actually came from our church, and it's for kids that come from incarcerated families who don't have a safe place to go
Oh,
this summer.
cool.
'Cause Indiana on the streets, not safe. So this last summer, we did put together backpacks with some supplies like hygiene items, because a lot of them don't have they don't have soap to bring. They don't have notebooks to write in as they're learning. It's a Christian summer camp.
Wow.
So we collect a bunch of hygiene items, mostly stick them in backpacks, and then send them for them to use over the summer.
All right. Well, Riley, thank you for taking the time to get on my podcast.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We're gonna turn on Jen right now.
Do you want us to switch?
What's that?
Do you want us to switch spots?
Do you have switch spots? No, he's got it.
Okay.
You got it? All she got to do is talk. So Pastor Steve tells me that you do some missions thing. How much time we got left on this podcast?
7.
7 minutes. Can you do it in 7 minutes? Maybe 8. Tell us quickly about what it is that you do, because I do want to hear about it seriously.
During the pandemic, a friend of mine had extra sewing magazines. She got doubles, and she said, "Can I bring them to you?" So they sat on the porch, so they would become germ free.
Yep.
I brought them in,
Germ free. I like those.
and I learned about a organization called So Powerful, and
Called what?
So Powerful.
Oh, I got
Oh.
SCW Powerful.
Yes.
All right, I got it.
Yes.
Okay, that's a real stitcher there.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And
I like it.
I learned that people all around the world now make purses that go to Nombe Compound, which is it's the poorest community outside of the richest community in Lusaka, Zambia. and they put together the hygiene supplies for girls to be able to stay in school.
Well, really?
Because on average, most girls don't pass the 7th grade test that's required to be passed to move on. They have a British school system as opposed to what we have.
Okay.
So if you're missing a week of school every month, you're going to fall behind, and the implications of that are huge.
Okay.
So through So Powerful, they started the moms there started Needs Care School as a community school to give the children an education, and it was the moms who wanted to be in charge of it because they couldn't afford to go to government schools.
Okay.
And it started in a church that was being built. And from there, they were trying to figure out a way to help the area and also have a sustainable product to sustain the community.
Oh.
So we weren't just given money. It was people had jobs, they were feeling good about themselves, contributing to their community, helping their families and things like that. So these seamstresses are the ones who make the sanitary products.
Really?
Yes, and they are also the educators that go out into the schools and talk with the girls and teach them about it. And they sign, the girls do contracts saying that they're going to stay in school. We also have the Book of Hope goes out with.
The Book of Hope. Now, what is that?
It's the gospel.
That's a good hope.
It is a good hope.
Okay.
Amazingly, in Zambia, they have the highest percentage of population that are Christian. It's
Really?
like 85%.
Really?
Yes.
Well, don't they come over here and help us out then? I need a little help around here.
Yeah. So.
Maybe we got to make a purse or two here.
Yes, I have a goal of 25 purses this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I heard about the trip to Zambia. They didn't go in years before because of COVID.
Yeah.
And this year was the first trip that they were going to be doing. So I heard about it, and God just put it on my heart that I needed to go.
So if somebody want to get involved in that ministry, how they go about that? Is there a...
Yeah, it's So Powerful, SEW, powerful.org.
Okay, sopowerful.org, okay.
And they are also, we have the Tikondani Gardens.
The what?
Tikondani Gardens. Tikondani. It's a...
Tick on Donnie?
Yes, that's the best way to say it.
Tick on Donnie.
Yes, they're gardens of love. They're
The goddess of love.
gardens.
Oh, garden. I'm going to say, now we got goddesses here. All right.
No.
No. Okay, the garden of love. What is it again?
Tikondani.
Tick on Donnie.
It's a Nanjan word. That's the
It's a
language.
hoodoo?
Nanja. It's the language that they speak there.
They're all ninjas?
Nanja.
Oh, the nanjas. Okay. All right.
And what it is it was a project that was started for the boys of the community. They do gardens for people at their homes.
Really?
And the people have them done for them the first year. The boys take care of them.
So they go and they do all the work for
They
the
do
garden?
all the work. They haul the water to water them every day.
Really?
They grow the produce.
Cool.
The second season, they do the same, but start educating the people who are in the homes how to take care of them. And then the third season, the goal is that the families will take care of the gardens themselves and be a part of
Be self-sufficient.
be self-sufficient
They
with
can feed
that.
themselves. That's awesome.
Yeah, it started with only 2 young men doing it, and now they have 10 young men and 2 young women have now been able to join the program.
Wow.
And each of them does 10 gardens
Oh, really? Wow.
a day.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you get the idea just watching and listening to this? A lot of these things that are big now were not big when they started. They didn't start out with tons of people. A lot of them start out with an idea of 1 or 2 people. And so you can do something right where you're at, right? You can get involved. So we got the Christmas boxes, we've got the sewing stuff going on here, get involved in that. You can come up with something in your own area. You look around your community, where's there a need? We got a 92-year-old man going around mowing lawns on a lawnmower, all right? Because he looked next door and said, how can I help? Oh, I can mow a lawn. Well, in your neighborhood, how can you love your neighbor? What can you do? Don't wait for your church. You start and go to your church and say, I'm doing this. Will you want to join me? You be the leader. You be the starter. It hasn't got to be the pastor. Hasn't got to be the elders. It can be you. It don't matter how old you are. We got a 92-year-old man leading the way. If you're under 92, you should be available. All right? So anyway, thanks for watching again. Thanks for being a part of our podcast. We're coming to you from Nealley's Corner Church today at 1260 Kennebec Road in Hamden, Maine. And if you want to contact them and be a part of this awesome ministry, call 207-800-1260. Just like the address. I got it right. All right, man. Even a dumb hick can get it if you keep trying. And if you want to be a part of Shelters by Jesus, go to sheltersbyjesus.com. And you can find our website and all that's on there. If you want to call us, call 207-474-8833. If you want to mail us, contact Shelters by Jesus at 12 McClellan Street, Skowhegan, Maine 04976. And we'd love hearing from you. But please keep watching our podcast. Please hit like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Let's make this thing fly. Let's get the homeless off the street, and you be a part of it. Join in with us. God bless you. See y'all later now. Come back now here.